Start to get really honest with yourself. That ambition and laziness are not a good mix. Look at where you're failing in your commitments to yourself. We can't sit back and hope and wish and pray and say, and be delusional. Well, I've done everything. Have you really done everything? We know a lot of information. I remember, and I shared this before, I wanted to get in shape and get healthy. And I was addicted to YouTube and I was watching all of these great shows about how to burn fat and how to build muscle and how to eat healthy and how to food prep and all this stuff, and getting your fruits and vegetables and balancing your life. And I'm sitting there watching YouTube thinking I'm making progress. It's like I felt good. I had that dopamine rush that made me feel like, okay, I'm getting healthy. I'm getting healthy because I'm sitting on my tush and I'm watching YouTube about how people get healthy. And there was a part of me that was very delusional, thinking I was getting healthy. And then I realized unless I get up and do something different, nothing changes. And we do that to ourselves all the time. We lie to ourselves. And so I'm not here to call anyone lazy, but ambition and laziness are not a good mix. We have to be willing to do the work. And often it's hard work. Other people can't do your push-ups for you. If you want to build the muscles, you've got to do it. And so when you look at the law of attraction, you look at manifestation, there is work involved, but it's joyous work. And so couple things I want to leave you with is number one, start to get really honest with yourself. If there's something you desire, but it's not in your life, get really honest with yourself. Where are you not committing to your goals? Where are you not dedicated? And it's okay if you know what, I don't really want it that bad. I mean, I look in the mirror and I love my body. I think I'm sexy as heck. Just kidding. But I mean, I am. I feel comfortable in my skin. And so am I where I want to be? Not yet. Is it a drive that's strong enough for me? At some point, I imagine it will. I have other dreams that I want to focus on. So I'm honest with myself versus lying to myself and saying, I'm gonna get down to 7% body fat and get down, to 110 pounds in 2 months and fail after 4 hours, because lying to ourselves is actually worse than being honest with ourselves and say, okay, this is not priority for me. It's not priority for me. I'm not going to focus on this. I'm going to focus elsewhere. So number one is being really truthful with yourself is absolutely important. And number two is look at where you're failing in your commitments to yourself. And if you've had a history of failing in your commitments to yourself, start small. Start small. Start to make a commitment as simple as I'm going to make my bed every morning. I'm going to drink a full liter of water every single morning. I'm going to sit and meditate for 5 minutes in the evening. And when you commit to yourself, make sure you follow through. So make that commitment that says, come hell or high water, I'm drinking that thing of water, or I'm making my bed. And when you can start to trust yourself that you're going to follow through on something you told yourself you did, your subconscious starts to back you up. Because when we lie to ourselves, it's not just about making the bed or, drinking the water or whatever it is. It's when we lie to ourselves, we lose respect for ourselves. And you cannot create when you lose respect for yourself. Imagine someone lied to you. They're like, oh yeah, I'm going to be there at 5 and they come at 6. Or, oh, I'll meet you for coffee, at 11 and they call you at 11 and flake. Imagine, oh, I'm going to, come over to the potluck and I'll bring the main dish and they show up empty handed. What happens after a while? You stop trusting in them. You don't ask them for anything. You don't depend on them. And you already know, what, they're not going to follow through. They're not going to follow through. So forget them, right? You don't consider them in your plans anymore. You don't help them out. You don't support them. You're not part of anything that they want to create. You lose that trust and respect in them. Same thing with yourself. If I say I'm going to wake up at 6 o'clock every morning and 6 o'clock rolls around and I press the snooze button, I've just lost a little respect for myself. So then when I say I'm going to reach $1 million this year, my subconscious is like, yeah, right. You can't even wake up at 6 o'clock. How are you going to get to $1 million? And my subconscious is the thing that's going to drive me to take the action, to do the things, to draw in the resources that's going to get me to $1 million. So if I lost respect because I couldn't get up at 6 or I couldn't make my bed when I told myself I would, then you're not going to get to that $1 million. There's no way, because your subconscious drives 99% of your life. So you have to build that trust in yourself. You have to build that trust in yourself. You have to combine the ambition and the vision with the commitment and the dedication to work.